A phone rings at 2 a.m. A mother in Houston picks up and hears her daughter crying. "Mom, I have been in an accident. I need money right now." Her hands are shaking. Her heart is pounding. She is already reaching for her credit card. But her daughter is asleep in the next room. That voice on the phone was not real. It was built from a 3-second clip pulled from an Instagram story. Welcome to 2026, where AI can copy any human voice from just a few seconds of audio. And almost nobody can hear the difference. Today, we are going to take apart the whole machine, piece by piece. How sound turns into data. How data turns into a voice copy. And how that copy lets a computer talk in your voice, saying things you never said. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how it all works and what you can do to protect yourself. Before we can copy a voice, we need to understand what makes yours special. Think of your voice like a wind instrument made of flesh. Air pushes up from your lungs and hits two tiny flaps in your throat called vocal folds. Each one is about the size of your thumbnail. They snap open and shut hundreds of times every second, chopping the air into tiny bursts. That vibration is your basic pitch. For men, these flaps vibrate about 85 to 155 times per second. For women, around 165. But that vibration alone sounds like a buzzing kazoo. The real magic happens in the tube above. Your throat, your mouth, and the space behind your nose work together like a concert hall for sound. Different shapes boost different sound waves. These boosted bands are called formants, and they are basically your voice fingerprint. The exact length of your throat, the shape of your mouth, the space inside your head. No two people on Earth have the same mix. Even identical twins end up with slightly different voices because their habits shape their throat and mouth differently over time. So when a computer wants to copy you, it is really trying to pick out the shape of your personal chamber from just a few seconds of audio. 6 things make your voice yours. How long your vocal folds are sets your pitch range. The shape of your throat and mouth sets your formants. How hard you push air sets your volume. How clearly you say words sets your sharpness. Your rhythm and timing set your flow. And how breathy or smooth you sound sets your texture. Copy all 6, and you have copied the person. Here is the tricky part. A computer does not hear sound the way you do. It just sees a stream of numbers. Your microphone picks up tiny changes in air pressure 16,000 times every second. 3 seconds of audio is just 48,000 numbers in a row. A wiggly line called a waveform. But a waveform only tells you how loud the sound is at each moment. It does not show you which sounds are hiding inside the mix. So the AI uses a math trick called a Fourier transform. Imagine you had 1,000 perfectly tuned tuning forks. You hold them up to the sound. Each fork only shakes at its own pitch. By seeing which forks light up and how strongly, you break the mixed sound into all its separate ingredients. The result is a spectrogram. Think of it like a heat map. Time goes along the bottom. Pitch goes up the side. And brightness shows how much energy is at each spot. But our ears are a bit weird. We are really good at hearing low sounds, but high sounds all blend together. So the AI stretches the map to match how we actually hear using something called the Mel scale. The final picture, a Mel spectrogram, is like an X-ray of your voice. 80 rows of sound detail across 300 time slices. That little picture is what every modern voice AI system actually looks at. If a raw waveform is like watching ocean waves from the side, a MEL spectrogram is like looking at the ocean from above with a heat camera. You can see every current and pattern that was invisible before. Now the AI needs to figure out who you are just from that picture. Think of it like face recognition, but for sound. A special AI called a speaker caller takes your MEL spectrogram and squeezes it down to just 192 numbers. That is your voice code. Your personal GPS coordinate in a giant math space where every voice sits at a different spot. The network learns by training on thousands of different speakers. It figures out which patterns stay the same no matter what words you say. The shape of your formants, how your pitch rises and falls, your speaking speed and rhythm. After training, it can hear a voice it has never heard before and place it on the map in less than 1/10 of a second. Here is the wild part. 3 seconds is enough because your throat and mouth do not change shape between sentences. After just a few vowel sounds, the AI can figure out your personal sound shape. A few hundred vocal fold vibrations give it solid pitch numbers, and the model fills in any missing pieces from patterns it learned across 100,000 hours of recordings from over 7,000 different speakers. More audio helps. 10 seconds gets 92% accuracy, 30 seconds hits 96. But 3 seconds already captures 85% of what makes you sound like you. So the AI has your voice code. Now it needs to actually talk. The cloning pipeline works like an assembly line. First, the words you want spoken go through a front end. The word hello gets split into 4 sound pieces called phonemes. $signs become dollars, short forms get expanded. A timing system decides how long each sound lasts. A pitch system maps the ups and downs of how you talk. Then comes the main engine. In modern systems like F5 TTS, the approach is called flow matching. The system starts with pure random noise that looks like a MEL spectrogram full of static. Then, step by step, it cleans that static into smooth, clear speech. At each step, the model asks 3 questions. What words am I saying? Whose voice am I using, your 192 number voice code? And which direction moves this noise closer to real speech? After about 20 cleaning steps, a clear voice picture comes out in your voice, saying words you never spoke. Finally, a sound rebuilder called a vocoder turns that picture back into sound waves you can hear. The whole process, from typed words to copied voice, takes 2 to 5 seconds on a modern graphics card. And in 2026, real-time voice conversion can do this in 70 milliseconds. That is fast enough for a live phone call where you hear one person speak, but the voice that comes out sounds like someone else entirely. The way real-time conversion works is clever. One AI strips out who you are from the audio, while keeping the words and rhythm the same. Then it pastes in someone else's voice code. Words go in, identity gets swapped, and the output comes out in under 70 milliseconds. You speak normally, but the person on the other end hears a completely different voice. So how do you catch a fake voice? The honest answer is humans really cannot. A 2025 study found only 0.1% of people correctly spotted all the fake voices in a test. But AI detectors look at what our ears miss: breath patterns. When real people talk, they take tiny pauses to breathe. Fake audio often skips these pauses or puts them in the wrong spots. Stitching glitches. Where chunks of audio are glued together, tiny jumps in the sound waves appear. Formant smoothness. Clone voices sometimes have sound patterns that are too smooth, too perfect. Real voices have tiny wobbles that fake ones do not. The best neural network detectors catch 94 to 98% of fakes by studying these tiny clues. But here is the problem. Every new version of voice cloning gets better at hiding these clues. Detectors trained on last year's fakes struggle with this year's models. It is a constant chase. The most promising long-term solution is called watermarking. Companies now hide tiny InvisiGnatures inside AI-made audio while they are creating it. These hidden marks survive, even if the audio gets compressed, streamed, or played through a speaker and re-recorded. Think of it like a secret stamp baked into every AI voice. A group called the Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity is pushing for rules so every piece of AI audio carries proof of its origins. But we are not there yet. Let us zoom back out. Voice cloning is not a bad thing by itself. It helps people who have lost their voice to sickness speak again in their own voice. It makes audiobooks and translations possible in ways nobody could have imagined 5 years ago. But the same technology that can give someone their voice back can also steal yours. Voice scam calls hit $40 billion in 2025. One single fake video call cost a company $25 million. So what can you do? First, set up a family code word. Pick a simple secret phrase that your whole family knows, something no AI can guess from your social media. Second, be careful with any urgent call asking for money, even if it sounds exactly like someone you love. Third, support companies and laws that push for AI audio watermarking. The technology to copy your voice in 3 seconds exists right now. Understanding how it works is your best defense.